So the next drawing that we are going to do is going to be the spacer plate. This is going to be the spacer plate. And so this is what we're going to draw next. Alright. So from here we've already created, we already did all the activities in Unit 2 before completing the next bullet. Here is Chapter 2 quiz, retype question and answers, include title, name. Not too sure where that quiz is. But here's the drawings. Again, I'm just showing you guys the drawings and how to create them. So here's the next one. This is the spacer plate. This is what it looks like. And this is where we're going to kind of go off of it. So next, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to hit New. Of course, it's not responding. Hopefully respond next 10 seconds. There we go. Send to IPT. Hit create. We're going to start by hitting a 2D sketch. Start 2D sketch. Again, click the XY plane. And now let's get started. So what I like to do is, in a video game, when you're fighting a boss and there's like these little, I don't know, these little guys that are generally pretty easy to kill, and then there's a boss, the first thing you want to do is you always want to kill the easy guys first, and then get rid of all the easy guys and then go after the boss. There's nothing worse than trying to kill a boss and some puny little, I don't know, gremlin or whatever you have, it comes up and kills you. So I always start by killing all the easy stuff. So if I kill the easy stuff, and what to me is not easy is these angles. I have, like, these angles to me are the boss. I don't know what the hell to do with them quite yet. You probably don't know either. So I'm going to kill all the easy stuff, and then I'm going to go and attack the bosses or the angles. So where I'm going to start is here. I don't even quite know. There's a whole bunch of like cutouts here. I don't want to start there either. I'm going to kind of start from this point here because I know in both directions, to the left, and up to the up. Oh my god, I'm such a loser. But anyways, both of these sections I know quite well. So I'm going to go from here. The first thing I'm going to do is, this is a length of 3. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to give myself a length of 3. By drawing a line, click, type in 3. Make sure you're at 180 degrees. Hit enter. Again, if you mess up, you can always hit undo. Oh, like I just did. Undo. And then hit zoom extends, zoom all, so I can see what I'm doing. You might want to, if you click the arrow, you can hit zoom, period 2, and zoom out. It's not a bad idea here. Make sure you click on zoom or zoom extends all. So now I got that 3. I'm going to click my line again. Make sure if your line got taken off. This is 0.25. So I'm going to click and make sure it goes green. 0.25. Now, if you're thinking, holy crap, Mr. Herman, you're going really too fast. Way too fast. Well, I'm going faster because you've done this before. Zoom extends all. If you haven't done this before, you didn't watch the first video. Alright, so now 2.5. This is going to be in 0.75. So I'm going to go in 0.75. Make sure it's locked in place at 9 degrees. Enter. And I'm going to go 0.5 up. 0.5 up. This is going to go across. I'm going to cheat by using this line. I don't have to type it in. I could type in 0.75 when it hurt a thing. But anywho. Here I have an overall angle of 1.25. So what I'm going to do is I could easily do simple math. And simple math would tell me that 1.25 minus 0.25 would be 1. subtract that from 0.5, which would be 0.5. And that's what I'm going to do. 0.5 up. You could have easily punched it in the computer. It would have done that for you too. So I can't see where I'm going, so I'm going to hit zoom sense all. Now here I'm at the angle. All of a sudden I'm at the boss. I beat in a whole bunch of bad guys over here. I'm at the boss, and so I'm just going to hit right click and hit OK. And kind of be done with that line over there, because that's where I'm coming up with this angle. I want to save the angle for last. Alright, so now I'm going to come back over here. This is 1.5. So I'm going to actually pan over a little bit. I'm actually going to zoom out a little bit too. Again, I'm not zooming setting at all. I'm clicking and hitting zoom out. Again, if this navigation bar isn't there, go to View, User Interface. Make sure your navigation bar is back in there, or checked off. Alright, so now I'm going to grab my line tool. This is 1.5, so I'm going to click. Make sure it's greened. 1.5. Hit Enter. That's the next one. Right click, hit OK. Now I'm at this angle, so here's where I'm there's not much left to do. I got an angle here. I know the length. I know the height. So this is what we're going to do. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a point. Here's the line tool. We've been doing lines. If you were watching the last video tutorial, the video tutorial you should watch before this, we did a circle. Here's a point, and I'm going to place a point, and I'm going to place it kind of up kind of up here. Alright, so I'm placing a point kind of right there, and that point we're going to dimension that point, because I have dimension here and I have a dimension here, to make it that point right there. And then I'm just going to play a game of Connect the Dots, which was actually my favorite elementary game. There's nothing better than like connecting dots, and all of a sudden you get some sweet drawing that you're like, holy crap, I can't believe I just drew this. So anyways, so I'm going to connect the dots, but first off I'm going to use some dimensions. I'm going to dimension 2.0 high. So I'm going to take my dimension, I'm going to click on this point to the actual point I made. I'm going to type in 2, right? I think it's 2. Is it 2? I can't remember. 2, sweet. Uh-oh, I lost my navigation bar. View, user interface. Oh, there's a little bugger. Zoom out again. And Alright, so now I'm going to add another dimension. I'm going to dimension from this line here, that the original line I created. I'm going to dimension it to the point, and I'm going to make sure it's 0.75. So I'm going to go back into Sketch, Dimension, click, click, 0.75, hit Enter to move it to the left, which is sweet. Now, I'm going to grab my line tool, and I'm going to play Connect the Dots. Bam! That looks gorgeous. Now I have this line here. It's all dimensioned. I'm going to leave those dimensions there because it's necessary for my drawing. And I'm going to draw a line that's 1 over. Hit 1, hit Enter, and then again play the wonderful game of Connect the Dots. Right click, hit OK. Move this dimension over because and I like to kind of dimension everything so it's all makes sense. I think the rest of the dimensions are pretty good. I could easily dimension. Okay, click off. Click off this dimension. Make sure you have the exact same dimensions. And when you click it, hit delete on the keyboard. And I'm going to hit the dimension, click, and 1.25, hit check. If I have all these dimensions, which I do, I'm good. The last thing we need to do is add that circle. Circle's pretty easy. I'm going to grab my circle. What's the diameter? Diameter is 1. Click. Type in 1. Hit Enter. Gives me my diameter. Now again, I always have to have two placement. For this case, I'm going to have a height dimension. So click your dimension. Click. Click. Here's my height. This is going to be 1. Enter. And then dimension the point to here, down here. Hit 1. Hit enter. Let's right click, hit OK. This is the overall dimension. It needs to be longer. Needs to be shorter. Blah 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 blah. And there you have it. That looks gorgeous. The only thing we have to do is you can add a center line. Center point. Can't remember how to do this. Whatever. Can't remember how to do dimension or center line. No big deal. Forget it. Let's save it. Make sure you don't do this. You cannot save in Sketchbone. Hit X, hit Finish Sketch. Zoom sends out, or hit the Home button. Hit File, Save As. This is going to be called, can't remember, Incline Support. Is that what Mr. Davis called it? Incline support. Awesome. And we're going to save it, and you're good to go.